43 months to 48 months. Gross motor subskill jumps forwards while standing on one leg at least twice. Test and judgment criteria. The examiner asks the child to jump forwards while standing on only one leg, or the examiner demonstrates how to do it first. Pass. The child is able to jump forwards on one leg at least 2 times. Fine motor subskill cuts a 10 cm square sheet of paper into 2 pieces. 2. 1. A pair of round-tipped scissors for children. 2. One piece of 10 cm square paper. Test and judgment criteria. 1. The examiner shows the child how to cut a sheet of square paper into 2 pieces by cutting the paper from one side to the other. 2. The examiner puts the scissors in the child's dominant hand and the paper in the other hand and says, "Cut the paper." Test 3 times. Pass. The child is able to cut the paper into 2 pieces by cutting from one side to the other at least once in 3 times. Fine motor subskill draws a plus sign by copying. 2. A pencil and paper. Test and judgment criteria. 1. The examiner places paper on a desk in front of the child and shows the child how to draw a plus sign at least 4 cm long. 2. The examiner asks the child to draw a plus sign. Perform the test 3 times. Each time, the examiner shows how to draw it before the child tries to copy. Pass. The child independently draws a plus sign by drawing 2 lines crossing each other at least once in 3 attempts. It's not necessary for the plus sign to be the same size as the models. Receptive language subskill chooses bigger and smaller objects. 2. 3 sets of different shaped geometrical blocks. Test and judgment criteria. 1. The examiner places each set of blocks on a desk, not in size order. 2. The examiner points at the middle-sized object and asks, which one is bigger than this one? And which one is smaller than this one? Repeat this with each set of shapes, starting with the circles, then the rectangles, and finally the triangles. Pass. The child is able to correctly choose bigger and smaller objects in 2 out of 3 sets. Expressive language subskill says multi-syllable words and phrases with appropriate meanings in the right situations. Test and judgment criteria. The examiner observes the child while taking other tests or asks the parent whether the child is able to say 5 meaningful multisyllable words or phrases as follows. 1. Goodbye. For example, I have to go. 2. Greeting. For example, hello mother. 3. Thanking. For example, thank you teacher. 4. Giving an opinion. For example, I think this one is prettier. 5. Apologizing. For example, I'm sorry. Past. The child is able to say 5 different multisyllable words or phrases with appropriate meanings and on the right occasion. Personal and social. Sub-skill buttons up at least 3 buttons of 2 cm size. 2. A doll wearing a button front shirt. Test and judgment criteria. The examiner demonstrates how to button up all of the buttons, unfasten them, and then ask the child to do it. Past. The child is able to button up 3 buttons.